Okay, so hello, this is John Toki here with Chuck Wirtz and Dan and Sam. We're at Broc Cellars on Gilman Street in Berkeley, California. And maybe Sam and Dan, give us a little explanation as to what's going on here with this clay barrel.
Well, we got this clay vessel, 200 gallons, which is perfect for like the amount of Nero we're doing. We use Nero dabble in it because traditionally it's used in clay amphora, so we thought that the clay aspect would really increase the mouthfeel, you know, and inhibit some of that like traditional style. We want to make wines as traditionally as possible here. And so we fermented the Nero in stainless and pressed it, and then the rest of it's kind of finishing fermentation here since we do whole clusters. When you press it, you'll still have a little bit of sugar that kicks up. So we kicked it in here. You can see it's fermenting a little bit by the way these guys are bubbling.
Bubbling up, I see here a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
And so yeah, we're just trying to make it in a traditional style, which we believe we can do with these vessels. You know, nobody's using clay vessels in California.
So, Dan, I heard that, pull in a little bit, Dan. So I heard that these, the grape juice came from a vineyard up in, near Ukiah.
Near Ukiah.
Yeah. And so what kind of grape is this?
It's Nero Diavola, which is an Italian varietal.
Yeah, Nero Diavola is it's indigenous to Sicily, southern Sicily, and Victoria. In Sicily, you have Morello Muscalese up north, and then Nero Diavola and Frappato down south.
Right.
And so it's been almost extinct, and then got popularized by two wineries, Coast and then Ocapinti, which are very famous, unintrusive, very good wineries. And so there are very few plantings in California. We managed to hunt down some 30-year-old stuff that's farmed right, which is kind of our prerogative. Is to by being in Berkeley, we can cherry pick from. We're not shackled by our location, you know, and so we can cherry pick really good vineyards from all over the place. And so by finding this Nero, we got to make something that we love, you know, that is also first off the beaten path. And there's a lot of volcanic soils in Sicily, obviously, and so we're hoping that volcanic soils in California can kind of mirror that. Right. Also, it's really good. It has good acid. You don't use sulfur. It's great to have wines with good acid because they really insulate your wine.
So let's ask Chuck Wirtz, who's visiting from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. What does it taste like?
It's very good, as much as I know anything. my question, you know, is heirloom a play on words, or would you call the grape that you're using from, you know, Sicily, the one that became almost extinct, would you call that like an heirloom grape, or not? Is that just, you know, they talk about heirloom vegetables, tomatoes and potatoes, you know, from Peru. They're trying to bring back the original genetics and the original critter.
Yeah. So I mean, this was just brought over in cuttings from Sicily.
Wow.
So you know the way you do it like the same way if anybody's done roses. Right. You know, you chip bud it in to rootstock. Everything's going to be on California rootstock because of phylloxera. If you've heard of the way that there's big die-offs in not only California but primarily in France, 1855, 1900, and so totally genetically the same. It's such a small, like Chardonnay and species like that. There's been a lot of picking, right? Because grapevines don't breed. They have a heterogeneous zygote. They don't breed true. If you plant by seed, you'll get 1,000 seeds, 1,000 different things. Even if the parent material is Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah. And so the way that we do it is by budding, right? We chip bud in, and then you have essentially the exact same genome, the exact same DNA throughout.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is our fabulous tour today. Started with Broc Cellars, Sam and Dan, and then I'm not sure where Chris is, but we'll find him maybe on our way out. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you, Sam.
Thanks for